Hi everyone. Today I'm going to put together a short video about how to tune a guitar. I'm not going to use a tuner, however. I'm going to use a pitchfork, which gives me an A440. The note that I'm going to want to use for my A string, my low A string. And then I'm going to show you how to tune the interval by tune the guitar by intervals rather than using an electronic tuner. The reason that this is a good practice for the guitar is that the guitar is what's called that's a compromised tuning is the best way to think about it. The big problem with the guitar is the G string. Because if you look at your basic guitar chords, you have an E major chord, which requires a G sharp, and then you have a C major chord, which requires a G natural. As a result, it's possible and happens frequently on the guitar that you make the guitar sound really good with one of those chords, and it sounds really bad with the other one. And as a result, it kind of sounds like your guitar is out of tune. So the way to do that, to avoid that problem, is not by tuning the guitar by harmonics like some people might show you. It's not necessarily by using a tuner and tuning each string to the exact perfect pitch, but rather it's a compromise between making, for example, your E chord sound good, and your G chord sound good, your D chord sound good, and your C chord sound good. And in general, if you can make that happen, the guitar will sound pretty good. So let me show you how to go ahead and go about learning how to do this. So first take your pitchfork, and you can hear that it makes a nice A sound. So you put it up to your ear. Okay. The other thing that I didn't show you is that it's important to notice is that you always tune. Let's see. You always tune from below and you tune up to the note. Always start below the note and tune up to the note. Okay, so now if we listen to this, you can hear that both of those, that my string is perfectly in tune with this pitchfork. So now I'm going to start tuning the intervals. The first one to tune is between your 6th and 5th string, and the interval is going to be a perfect 4th, and so it's going to sound like this. So go down below it. There you go. And then next is going to be between your 5th and 4th strings. That interval is an A to a D, which is a perfect 4th. There you go. Now the next one you're going to tune is going to be your D to your G, which is going to be another perfect 4th. Now this is the tricky string that we're going to have to do some compromising with, but let's first make sure we can get it to a perfect 4th. Okay. The next two we're going to tune as a 5th. So we're going to take our A string, which is our 5th string, and we're going to tune the E string, which is our high E string, and the interval between that is a perfect 5th. A up to E is a perfect 5th. And note that a perfect 5th is the inverse of a perfect 4th. It's just, what I mean by that is, for a perfect 4th, we're going to go E up to A, and then a perfect 5th, we're going to go A up to E. So they're going to sound really similar, but they're an inverse relationship. Okay, and then we're going to tune our low E string up to our 2nd string with the B, and that's also going to be a perfect 5th. Okay, so now we can check do some sort of spot checking on it to make sure it sounds good. So the interval from the B, the second string, up to the first string is going to be a fourth. Should sound like this. Okay, so it sounds pretty good. So now we're going to play some chords and see if that actually worked. The first one we're going to play is our E chord. Yeah, our standard E chord. Sounds pretty good. Now we're going to check it to play a C chord and make sure that sounds pretty good. And that's again going to have that open third string, or the open third string. Sounds pretty good. But notice it's not perfect though. It's not perfect, so we can tweak that just a little bit. Can I check a D chord? Yeah, sounds pretty good. So the trick, like I just showed you, to tuning a guitar is that it's a compromise. You notice that I had to, in the end there, I had to adjust the G string a little bit to make sure that it sounded good as a G sharp in the E chord, and that it sounded good as a G natural in the C chord. And then of course, remember, you tune the intervals. So let's review the intervals. The sixth string to the fifth string, E to A, is a perfect fourth. The fifth string to the fourth string, A to D,